Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Cletus Cassidy Show. Already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
What up? Top of the morning to you. It's Wednesday, Juneteenth officially. June the 19th is today's date. We're excited to be here. It's a holiday. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was on the fence. I didn't know whether to do the show on a regular time, come in late with the show. I was really confused. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was confused. I had no idea what to do. But we're here. We're here. Somebody might watch it, somebody might not. You know, you might watch it a little later on in the day. There's no consistency on whether people had to work today. It's not like Christmas. This ain't one of them Christmassy holidays. Everybody's off on Christmas. You know, ain't nobody got to work on Christmas. Juneteenth, nothing solid. There's no yes, no, maybe on Juneteenth. Some places are open, some places are closed. You just busy. But anyway, welcome to See You in the Morning. My horrible idea to get up every morning, even on slavery-free mornings, and give y'all way too much of my personal business, just to discuss way too much is going on in my life, just to say too much. This is all I end up doing. I'm excited to be here in the building with y'all one more time. To make life grand. If this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you've been here before and you chose to come back, you found it not robbery to watch one more time, man, I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I definitely appreciate that. This show goes a lot of directions. The only direction that it's guaranteed to go in is left. That's the only direction we guaranteed to go in. We guaranteed to take a left turn at some point, and it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be a glorious left, but you just don't know when it's coming. Now, the only thing that happens every show is that I speak to the people that speak to me. I don't speak to everybody, but there are some people that I speak to. No, I speak to everybody that speaks to me. The first three people that speak get the morning mythical medals, the M&Ms. And so let me go ahead and get those out this morning. Winning the bronze medal this morning. It's always here on a Wednesday, just in case it gets nasty. It's Marsha Copeland. Marsha Trouble Copeland. Marsha Carnival Copeland. She's going to be in here. Her nasty meter is high. So if she feels like it might get nasty, she'll be here. So good morning, Marsha. Crystal Sex Appeal is in the building with the silver and with the gold medal this morning. Emmy time, Emmy place, Michelle McKinney. She's in the building. So big shout outs to Emmy time, Emmy place. Big shout out to Michelle with the gold, Crystal with the silver, Marsha with the bronze, and winning the almost getting there. Not quite getting the medal. The aluminum fourth goes to my man Snoop Boykins. What up, Snoop? Also in the building is James, his Will Hayes. Good morning. James has got some stuff popping off. I think he said July 1st. Y'all keep your eye on what he's got going on. He didn't say what it was. He's just doing that typical something's going to happen. And then you got to decide whether or not it's important or not. Whenever people do that, I get caught. I never know how to respond. People be like, something big is going to happen. And then you got to be like, is it? And then do I put that on my calendar? Do I save the date? But James has got something big coming up. Y'all keep your eye on it. Bree, my niece, Brianna Sample, amazing young lady, a photographer, videographer, She can, if you got a film or something that you need somebody to work everything behind the scenes from scheduling to script development, Bree is your person. Y'all check Bree out. She's amazing. Just an amazing young lady. Amazing young lady. Let's see who else is in the building today. Tam is here. Good morning, Tam. Oh, Tam. Tam's a friend to me, yeah. The Lisa's in the building. The Lisa. There's a lot of them, but this is the one. Christine, good morning. Joyce, good morning. Sharon, good morning. Feliz Miracules. You thought you was gonna get me, didn't you? Feliz Miracules. That's Happy Wednesday in the Spanish. So good morning, Lakeisha. Just refusing to speak English in this room. Lynette Smith, good morning. Dance Machine. Rosetta Brown, good morning. Crystal Sex Appeal is live on the show from the cruise ship. That is dedication. I gotta give you credit on that one, Crystal. I'm gonna tell you what. I gotta go on a cruise coming up. What's up, Riri, Cynthia? I gotta go on a cruise next month. I gotta go work. I got 3 shows on the cruise, the Carnival cruise ship Venezia. And I don't know if y'all gonna get me. I can't even lie to you. I don't know if y'all gonna get me. Ooh, y'all are in Bon Air. Okay, well tell the Fresh Prince I say hello. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna tell y'all, I gotta go. I'm doing my cruise. I can't guarantee y'all gonna get shows while I'm on the cruise. I wanna do it. I'm thinking about it. No guarantees. Nah. No guarantees. I'm gonna be gone for like 8 days. I'm 100%. I'm not sure. I don't want to lose the momentum of the show. I think if I stop doing the show for 8 days, I don't think I get anybody back. Y'all have developed a whole new routine. Nobody will care about the show anymore. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be rough if I don't do it for 8 days. But do I feel like paying the money for the internet? Are y'all worth me paying the money for the internet on the cruise just so I can give y'all the show? That's where it all comes down to. That's what it all comes down to. But today is Wednesday, man, and we're excited about today because it's Juneteenth. If you're not 100% sure what Juneteenth is, then you're just like most people in America. If you're not sure what Juneteenth is, you're like most of the people. Most of the people in America. Most people in America have no idea what Juneteenth is. No, it doesn't register with most people. And I get it. It's hard to understand. It's hard to understand Juneteenth. Most people don't get it, but Juneteenth is really a celebration of when the end of slavery, of when slavery ended and Texas found out. Because they didn't have cell phones or social media, they didn't find out till late. They didn't find out till late. G Chop says pre-record. That's gonna be a lot for me to pre-record 8 days of show. That's gonna be crazy. For me to do 8 days of show to pre-record, that's gonna be a lot. But I'll figure something out. So we got slavery ended. And today's Hunch before lunch. I often wonder now. I've really been trying to get a better worldview of what slavery was like and try to understand slavery in a better way and stop trying to make my mind see slavery based on what you know today. Like a lot of people always say, I hear people say all the time, I wouldn't be no slave. I wouldn't be no slave, or they wouldn't have got me, or I wouldn't have done this, or me. You can't say that because your mindset then, the mindset of a person then is not the same mindset that they have now. Now you are doing stuff based on what you know. You doing it based on what you know, what you've experienced. See, you've always grown up with a certain freedom, so your response to things will be different than somebody who grew up with no freedom. They were surviving to the best of their ability at that time. I think we forget about that sometimes. I think we forget that we are way more developed, more privileged than they ever were. There's certain things like people always talk about. I would have never. No, there's things that people just can't get their mind on. Like your grandparents, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents would never be able to fathom talking to each other on the phone in the middle of the street. You would never be able to understand that. They would never be able to fathom of this. You sitting at home looking on your phone or something. They would never be able to think because their mind has never experienced it. Their mind would never know. All they would know is how to deal with it. It took your grandmama 12 years to adjust from a rotary phone to touch tone. It took you a long time. It took you a long time to figure out how to go from rotary phone to touch tone. Your grandma struggled with that. The struggle was so real. It was so real back then for them to just make that simple change. Because all they mind knew was rotary phone. I was sitting the other day playing pickleball. There's a couple guys up there, and they grew up on farms. Both of them grew up on farms, growing their own food and stuff. And the guy told me it took their minds a while to understand pre-canned vegetables. Because they had been growing their own vegetables, canning their own vegetables. He was like the first time they went in a grocery store and saw vegetables, blew their mind. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. It's the same thing with slavery. We'll say chattel slavery, because I saw the comment that said some of us are still slaves right now. I saw that comment about some of us are still in slavery right now, and I give you that. I'll agree. Most people, I never like to water down the term slavery. I don't want anybody to think slavery is an easy word to use or should be seen as something light. I want to slight what those who were oppressed by chattel slavery went through. I can't do that. Are we addicted to some things? Are we slaves? Are we controlled in a way by certain things in our lives? Absolutely. There are things right now that control us that we probably shouldn't allow us to control. There are people who are controlled by brand names. There are people who are controlled by their money. They're controlled by fame. They're people who are attention slaves. Social media ought to tell you that off the top. You go look at social media. Some people ain't got free from that. People are just putting anything on social media to get attention. You'll be like, I need it. They got to have it. They got to have the attention. They'll do anything. They'll just post anything. You know, when people post those open-ended prayer requests or open-ended sentences, all that right there is just a need for y'all. Please pray for me. That's the one. Please pray for me. Why? What's wrong? That's what you want. You want somebody to be like, what's wrong? You want people to come in and ask you a bunch of questions. That attention is necessary. You be like, it ain't always gonna be this way, because you need 45, 50 people to come in and comment and be like, it's gonna be all right. You needed somebody to come in and be like, it's gonna be okay. You ain't got to worry about it. But if y'all only knew, well, we right here, just type us so we can know. Just type the rest of it. If you only knew what I was going through right now, well, just type us and tell us. I'll be 100% honest. A lot of people can't break the mentality of needing the attention of social media. For me, when things happen in my life, whether good, bad, or indifferent, the first thing I'm doing is not posting it on social media. If I post it at all, I'm not thinking, boy. This, like I told you, tragic, most tragic time in my life when my mom died. I know I ain't say, well, Lord, let me post this. Let me go ahead and put this on Facebook. This is the first thing I got to do is report to Instagram to get these views. Mm-mm. I think a lot of people are slaves to that. A lot of people are slaves to fashion labels. Now we've called Kanye crazy. I'm reading. I'm trying to read. I'm not getting my comments regular. I gotta go on my phone and get my comments. Pray for me, don't ask. Well, no. If you gonna say pray for me, don't ask, I'm gonna tell you don't ask me to pray for you. If you put pray for me, don't ask, I'm gonna put don't ask me to pray for you. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not wasting my time and God's. Just being like, please pray, please, Lord, bless Tasha, sweet honey yams Jones for whatever her problem is. Dear God, please be with Big Booty Tanya. Okay, that's what your Facebook name is. I can't do it, especially not on Instagram, because Instagram names just be anything. Hey God, you see money over hoes 3670 is really going through it. Bless them, Lord. Bless money over hoes 3000. Listen, Lakeisha, sweet honey yams Jones is what I want. Riri, because that's what my life is. All right, my life comes down to yams, and let me just be honest with you. I think that's where I should go as a grown man. I don't think I should be worried about. Um, I don't think I should be like, dear Lord, pray, pray, pray for Paul Big Johnson Smith. Dear Lord, bless Stinky Pinky Jackson. I think I should automatically go yams. That's what my mind goes. My mind is telling me yams. I gotta discuss yams. I'm not discussing man parts. Then the man, listen, I don't even like my own. And that's how hetero I am. I don't even touch my own Johnson. Every time I pee, like I'm getting arrested. You ever see me in the public restroom, anything, peeing? I'm peeing like I'm under arrest. Hands back here. I don't want to touch any penises. I don't even want to touch my own. Every time I go pee, right here. That would be homophobia. That would definitely. Thank you, Lisa. I got to, Stephanie. You got to go in. You're like, I don't want to touch no random. No, because once you start to get the touch, the feel, once it becomes the fabric of your life, you don't want it. The touch, the feel of penis, the fabric of our lives. I don't want to touch nothing. Nope. Leave it alone. If you got a strong enough flow, if you got a strong enough stream, it'll work out. You won't pee on nothing. Just point it in the right direction. Let the Lord do His work. Let the Lord do His work. I just don't think we ever look at. I think we look at a lot of things with modern sensibilities. We never think about anything from the point of view. Like we always think about slavery. I think about like a lot of the little ancillary things with slavery. When was you going to the bathroom? You out there working in that field all day. You gotta go to the bathroom. Won't no porta potties. You couldn't go in the house. They didn't even have indoor plumbing. Where did you just go where you go? You at work, yeah, man. Now that mask up. I sure do. I shows do gotta pee. But where you going? I gotta go through the whole field to go try to find something, or do I just stop right where I am? We ain't think about bathroom breaks. It won't no break room. You out there in the middle of singing a slave hymn, and your stomach start bubbling. That ain't what you want. I can see I'm out there picking cotton. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows. Ooh. Mm. Precious Lord, take my and leave me on. That ain't gonna be dumb. She'll be coming round the mountain when she come. Ooh. Where do you go? Ain't got no privacy. Won't need no toilet paper. If you ain't had no shoes, you know you ain't had no toilet paper. I got shoes. You got shoes. All God's children got shoes. So you right here in the middle of work, no break time, stomach bubbling, no toilet paper. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta think about the fact that there was marriages. There were slave marriages. People was married as slaves. Married in whole relationships. Where them conjugal visits was going down at? Where did the conjugal visits happen? Then where'd they go? You had to break free from the slave camp, and now they out there singing Jodeci. It's been an hour since you've been gone, and that's too long. So come back home. The key say in the cabin. Everybody was in the cabin. You ain't had no personal cabins. They want no suites. You ain't had no slavery suite. Y'all had to break away from the camp. You just got one slave out there singing Jodeci. Because they sang in code. The songs was cold, so Massa wouldn't know what was happening. So Jebediah and Ophelia done broke off. Now you out there. It's been an hour since you've been gone. You got to hurry up. And one no circumcision, so you couldn't just really get in there. You had to unwrap yourself off the top. Had to take that turtle top off. Not before the kids came home. You had nowhere to go. Everybody was in there. Everybody was in there. You put 7, 8 slave families in one little shack, and mom and daddy then you got to go outside. Down by the lake, Lakeisha say. There you go. You had to see in slave code. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. And that meant she was ready. If y'all was out in the field working and picking some cotton, and she was feeling some kind of way that day, don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. And that was a sign to Jebediah. Jebediah knew at that moment in time when he heard her singing Waterfalls by TLC that he was about to get some TLC. That's crazy. Like, it was a lot of stuff you had to deal with, like a slavery breakup. I wonder if they ever broke up. I wonder if 2 slaves was dating and then they didn't get along no more. And now you got to see them every day at work. I'd be petty. You leave me, you getting lashes. You leave me. Massa, she ain't picking. You ain't heard it from me. You ain't heard it from me, but Bessie May planning on leaving, massa. You leave me, you should leave me, massa. She'll leave the plantation. That's all I'm saying. Couple of lashes on. That's what I do. If she'll leave me, she'll leave you, massa. Think you need to train this one. Ooh, that Negro on that nag. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, not leaving me. Ain't no way. Harry tell my husband got a new wife as soon as Harry hit the Underground Railroad. He was like, Harry, you better not leave. I'm telling you right now, Harry, you try to leave here. Nobody leaves. Nobody leaves old John. No, sir. Nobody leaves old smoking John. You try to leave him telling master. Oh, you gonna leave anyway? Don't worry about it. Tell you what, I'm a hot slave commodity. I'm a strapping young buck. You saw the advertisement for me. Even though you can't read, but I'm a strapping buck. You leave to go up north if you want to. I'm gonna have me a new wife before you can say emancipation. And then he did. Harriet left, and he was like, "You slide right on in there, man." Harriet done going on. It's a wrap for her. I wonder if you had the same problems during slavery. We're not making light of slavery at all, but I'm just thinking about slavery from a world view. I wonder if you had the same problems during slavery as you have now. Like, I wonder if like you had a slave that cheated. Sharon said they probably ain't had soap. Probably. Oh, no soap. He ain't had no shoes. You was out there making hot sweat. You was out there making hot sweaty slave sex love. You had to cut your nose off. You had to just be like, The aroma that was going on down there, that had to be bad. Couldn't have been nothing good about that. Couldn't have been nothing good. What if you ever had somebody cheat and he would two-time him? He was seeing two different slaves at the same time. That would be crazy. How do you cheat? Yeah, you had to have an advance. You had to advance, and this is how I know, ladies. I'm telling y'all now, y'all be wanting scientific proof. Everything is passed down from generation to generation. So, with that being said, there was no way that slaves could cheat, which means it's in our genetic code to not cheat. So when we tell you that black men don't cheat, it's because it was ingrained to us to never cheat. We can't do it. We don't have the capability to cheat. It's not within us. This is science. Lisa said, "What I have been." And see, that's the whole question. You can't ask me what I have been. I wouldn't have wanted to be nice. It ain't like I had no choice. No slaves. There wasn't no application process. It wasn't like they got on slave indeed. Oh, looks like Master Candy needs a new house slave. Let me see if I can get promoted. Let me see. That ain't how that worked. You went where you went. You did what you did. You really didn't even know the difference in the I believe everybody could tell the difference in the atrocities of slavery. I believe that being in the house was probably a job that was preferred, but I don't even think I don't know. I would have to have an interview with a slave. The only person I know that was alive during slavery was my Aunt Ree, and she just died a few months ago. So I can't even ask her. She would be my only person I could ask. Keith said y'all all need to go to an old slave plantation. Keith, you don't realize you don't realize a lot of us still live on old slave plantations. If you live in Virginia, 9 times out of 10, you own a plantation. This where we all started. Virginia started all this stuff off. Everybody can talk what they want to. We number one. We started this slavery stuff. You need to go to a slave plantation to wake you up. It won't, because the Virginians are conditioned to understand slavery. You take that trip in the 4th grade to Jamestown and you learn. This is where the boats came in. Is what you already know. It's still resorts here called plantation. You go to Williamsburg right now, you got this plantation, that plantation. Those are resorts. I can get on my bike right now, ride around my corner about a 10-minute ride on my bike. So less time if I'm driving to a plantation. I can't remember the name of it. I was driving one day and I seen the sign, such and such plantation, right at the Deep Creek area of Chesapeake. And they got a sign up there, big and bold. Big letters, all big and bold. Yeah. You need to go to a black day. We living on them. We walk on them all the time. This here Virginia. You seen. Remember the Titans when he said this here Virginia. Powhatan plantations. So y'all need to go. Y'all need to go by and check out a plantation. We see them every day. Every day. That's why when people come, I remember when I was on tour with Kevin on Stage, Tony Baker, and we came here. The tour came here, and they were just shocked. They're like, because they ain't never lived that life. You coming from LA, Chicago, different areas like that, and then you come here, and now you got to see plantations. We were the only people here. Only people in Virginia were okay with Confederate statues. Only people in Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, only Southerners thought that was all right. You took anybody from anywhere else, you bring them somebody that was raised in Seattle, Washington. I'm even talking white folk. You take somebody from Seattle, Washington, you bring them over here and be like, here goes a memorial to Stonewall Jackson. They'd be like, what? First of all, they probably wouldn't know who Stonewall Jackson is. That's one of the things that we learned in Virginia. You learned your oppressors. There won't no way you won't gonna learn your Confederate heroes. Your Stonewall Jacksons, your Robert E. Lees, you were learning those. This is how crazy Virginia was for a long time, Keith. And I'm just telling you this. Just because. For a long time. For a long time. Now I still think Harbor Fest, I still think that's an urban legend. When they talk about Harbor Fest as a celebration of slave ships. It's just a celebration of big ships. Now, there a lot of slaves come over on those big ships, absolutely. But there's turkey legs involved. But so I don't think that was apparent. I don't think that's the blatant celebration of slavery that people try to make it out to be. And I could be wrong. I just don't feel as though it is. I think that's one of those myths that's easy to believe. You can see, okay, I get that, and you roll with it. But I will tell you this, for a long time, and I don't know if all y'all remember, the third Monday, 17, 10, 3, yeah, the third Monday in February was what they call Lee Jackson King Day. It was a day where they celebrated Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, and Martin Luther King on the same day in Virginia. It was a state holiday. You got a day off for Lee Jackson King Day. Martin Luther the King, black man, black as night, super whore. Slang meat from state to state, preached, fought for civil rights. The civil rights of black people were being celebrated on the same day as Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson, who fought to the death to make sure slavery didn't go away. Lee Jackson King Day. Oh, January, not February. I'm sorry. Thank you, Michelle. January, not February. Lee Jackson King. Like somebody actually sat down and was like, who we want to honor? Let's do Robert E. Lee. Great choice. The general. Stonewall Jackson. Because he stood stoic like a stone wall. Good job. We got to get a black somebody. Throw in Martin Luther King. Sounds good. Sounds good. There's always a level to it. That's why Martin Luther King Day is a day, but there's no Malcolm X Day. And I don't want to take anything from Martin Luther King. Fantastic man. I met Martin Luther King one time. I remember the one time I met Martin Luther King. It was a great time. I met him once. So it's interesting. There's always going to be a love-hate relationship between me and Martin Luther King because of the way that he treated me, though. He slapped me one time. But I'm not here to dwell on that. But there's a reason why there's a Martin Luther King holiday, but there's not a Malcolm X holiday. It's just that there's a reason why there's a Martin Luther King Boulevard in the worst street in every city in America. If you locate on Martin Luther King Boulevard, Martin Luther King Highway, Martin Luther King Street, that's probably the worst street in your city. I think maybe in New York you can find a Malcolm X Boulevard, a Malcolm X Street, maybe Philadelphia, but it's definitely not as many Malcolm X Streets as there are. You're not gonna see no Stokely Carmichael Streets. You're not gonna see his name is right on the tip of my tongue too, and I just can't say it. Remember Phi Beta Sigma, one of the Huey Newton. You ain't gonna find no Huey Newton Drive. You can find me maybe in Compton, maybe in LA. Y'all tell me where there's a Huey Newton Drive. I'm about to put that right in my I'm put that in my GPS right now. Let me see if I can find Huey Newton. Huey P. Newton Street. It's one in Oakland, California. I told you it had to have been in Oakland. Only gonna be in Oakland. Huey P. Newton Way. And that's probably because it's at the Huey P. Newton Memorial. You're not gonna get those. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. That's one of the reasons why I'm really proud of the Cavalier Manor neighborhood in Portsmouth, Virginia. Cavalier Manor is named after all black people. You go down those streets, you don't know that they are. A lot of people don't know, but every one of those streets is named after a prominent African American. Belafonte and Greenwood. Apparently, it's somebody special. Stratford is somebody, but all of them is somebody except Crystal Lake. That's just named after a girl named Crystal and her lake. That's all we got. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm tired. I want to take a nap. I was awakened this morning at like some odd hour, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Your kids got to know that sometimes your kids need to know how lucky they are to still be alive. I went to bed at a regular hour last night, strapped on in, put on my Darth Vader mask. I was ready, I was all masked up. Show y'all how that go. Got in here, slapped the mask on real quick. Blah. This is why I'm not married right here. This right here, because ain't nobody looking forward to this. Ain't no woman out there alive that's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm ready to go to bed with every night. Yeah, you don't want this. This not the life you want, ladies. You don't want this. This is the ridiculous part. This up here. This right here is what get. I got hoes. But anyway, that's not what I'm all strapped in, ready to go on to sleep. I'm going, and I drifted off in the la la land and went to bed. And I went to bed. And I'm awakened by a sound in my room of some rustling. And my first reaction is to grab the jammy. But it was my son coming in to mess with the router. The internet router is in here in my room. And my kids feel free enough to just come in my room while I'm asleep or while I'm awake. I never was able to just go in my mama's room. I would have to knock on the door, get her permission to come in. He'd walk right on in here. I could have been doing anything. I could have been I could have finally gone from under arrest to the gentle caress. Look at it. There's lotion beside my bed. He don't know what I've been doing at 1:30 in the morning. This is called first sight. You should already see I squeezed there in the middle. I got to figure out a better way of. But yeah, you don't know. You know what could have been happening at that time. He just walked on in here to try to adjust the router. It startled me. It scared me. I woke up. He's lucky to be alive. He is lucky to be alive today. Lucky to be alive. The internet was out all night. And I saw that, and so I got to go online to look it up, and it was like, we'll have the internet back up. We doing updates to the internet. I'm like, on Juneteenth, what if a slave needed to use the internet? What if I was just got freed and I needed to find a GPS, the internet down? It's crazy. Big shout out to my good friend Candace Cox, man. Without violating HIPAA, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say this anyway, and I don't care how she feels about it. Today is her last chemo, her last round of chemo. She gets to ring the bell today, so we're really excited about her. Rock the bells, doom 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 doom. She's gonna go in there and rock the bell. She has handled her fight with cancer. She's fighting like a girl. First of all, she's 6'7". She's tall, and she's a statuesque woman. So cancer picked the wrong one anyway. If you was gonna pick somebody cancer, you should have picked like a midget. And they don't have the same amount of fight in them. But you wouldn't pick the full grown person. I'm talking about all the way grown. All the way grown. She's all the way grown. Uh-oh. I don't know what just happened. So she got her last chemo today. Today's the bell ringing. We doing a little parade for her. So I'm just going out there, no shirt, just some booby tassels. That's all I'm giving her. That's what you get. You get that right there. Bop, 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 tasseled up. Bop, 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 bop. So shout outs to Candace for kicking cancer's behind parts. That's what she said. She got a whole blog. And it says that she's kicking donkey. Donkey. That's what she is. News, weather, and sports. There is no more sports until football season, so don't ask me. Weather is hot. Oh, you know what? R.I.P. to a complete legend in sports, Willie Mays, one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, passed away yesterday at the age of 93. There's still the iconic over the shoulder Willie Mays catch is still something that's played. He's really one of the first people ever to do it. They still call that a Willie Mays catch, man. So big shout outs to Willie Mays. He called that in the 1954 World Series, man, and changed the way things were looked at. They're still playing hockey. So the hockey Lord Stanley's Cup is still happening. So hockey, I guess that'll give you some sports. Nobody cares about it. All we're waiting for now is football. That's it. The Mercury and the Liberty Street. Yeah, there was some basketball played last night in the WNBA, if anybody cares at all. I don't think people care about the WNBA as much as they care about talking about the WNBA. I think that's what it is. I don't think people care about. Fewer people watch actual WNBA games than those that talk about it. People talk Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but they don't actually watch the games. Brittany Griner's still out there, just a grown man out there. She's a full out adult. If y'all ain't seen these pictures of Brittany Griner with no shirt on, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am trying to get my body like Brittany Griner's my body goals. I can't even tell y'all. That jank is amazing. That jank is amazing. Her back, oh my gosh, she would have been a prime slave. She would have been celebrating out of control for Juneteenth because she would have gotten big money on the market. Big money. Her back is just as smooth as butter. Her shoulder blades longer than Genshu knives. All right, word of the day, and then I'm out of here. Word of the day. It should be something like freedom or something. Jubilee. Look at that. See? The word of the day is Jubilee. Jubilee usually refers to a special anniversary or celebration of such an anniversary. It can also refer generally to a season of celebration or act of rejoicing, or to a religious song of African Americans referring to a time of future happiness. My grandparents will be selling their golden jubilee this year, as Grandpa puts it. 50 years of wedded bliss and occasional blisters. Whoa, that's crazy. The town is planning a year-long jubilee in celebration of its founding 200 years ago. Jubilee. Today is a day of jubilee, a day where we should be jubilant. I think there's no way that we can underscore or undermine the struggles that so many have gone for before us for us to be where we are. And now our struggles are continuous too, right? We are still fighting things and still trying to accomplish things so that the generations ahead of us can have even better than we have. At some point in time, hopefully that this world becomes a utopia. And I know we realize that's not going to happen. But big shout outs to everybody. I think one of the things that we can do on this day, is simply reflect on where we have come from and where we have to go. We are still the fulcrum. We are the fulcrum of change. And I think that we are that middle point where things can tilt either way. If you look at what a fulcrum does, is right there in the middle and it balances everything. I think what we do in today really helps us determine what happens in our future. So we got to make sure that we're making the right steps. So big shout outs to us who are right now creating history, those who have lived in history, those who have provided so that we can have the mindset, the things that we have today. We don't take those for granted, man. I'm appreciative of it. And in honor of that, I'm going to take a nap. I'm gonna lay it down. Yep, gonna lay it down. Hopefully everybody has a good day, enjoys it in some way. If you have to work, man, I hope your work is a little bit lighter today than it is any other day. If you're off today, man, I hope you find a way to enjoy it in ways that you've never enjoyed it before. Make somebody feel good today, even if that somebody just happens to be you. Big shout out to my girl Candace, kick cancer's butt. Appreciate that. If you want to support the show, at Cletus Comedy is what that is. Y'all see it. You can hit me up on the Cash App. All we ask for is $1 a week. If you want to do it, you can do it all at one time. You can do $1 every week. You can make payments on it. Just send a quarter if you want to. Ain't no judgment here, man. I appreciate all of it. Until next time, man. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm frozen. Out. Like I'm really leaving. Don't let the food.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Yeah.